Come on in. We're going to get a sneak peek here. Yeah, we're gonna look into next week. I'm gonna put on some music and see what we. Let's just say things are kind of weird today. Yeah, let me see what kind of music we can find. There we go. Ready?
Well, my sink is shining, but I'm not whining. I'm just a baby stepping and I'm not obsessing. I'm flying. I've got my list of things to do, and I'm ready for action in my lace-up shoes. But I'm no martyr, I'm just working smarter. I'm flying. Well, these piles of clutter could be blessing others, so I'm flying. And while I'm flinging, you can hear me singing. I'm flying. I have my friends and family, but with routines in place, I still have time for me. I can get things done while I'm having fun, 'cause I'm flying.
Bring on the saxophone.
I have no need to sing the blues. Do you know the system? Have you heard the news? You can start today. I found a better way. I'm flying. Yes, I'm
Okay, folks. Here we are, day 7 of our self-imposed quarantine. A lot of you are on the same day we are. Lots of funny things are happening. Lots of wonderful funny things are happening. Our friend from Chattanooga, his kids, he had a son who was engaged to be married. He and his girlfriend had been dating for 8 years, and they had a wedding planned for sometime this summer. And they just looked at their dad, Ken Hartley, and said, "We want to get married. We don't want to wait till summer." I mean, they had planned a lot of stuff. And Ken performed the ceremony for him yesterday. He performed Patty and her husband's ceremony last April. So, folks, kids are getting married, because why not? You can't see each other, but let's just tie the knot. And there's going to be a lot of babies come Christmas time. That's all I got to say. Christmas and New Year's. Yep. So, folks, get on in here. Today is my sister Patty's birthday. We are a year apart now. And if she's on here, she can tell you her age. I'm not doing it. We're 14 months difference in our ages, and for 3 months, 2.5 months every year, we're 2 years apart in age, but not today. So here's day 22 of our Chaos to Clean book and 31 Easy Baby Steps. And it says, has perfectionism stopped you from making a control journal? I bet it has. It can also make you go crazy building a control journal. So you got to find some middle ground, folks. Middle ground. When you let go of your perfectionism, procrastination goes away. So if you've been procrastinating about building a control journal, or if you went hog wild like I did, you can get started. We have the directions on our website. Just do a search for control journal and you can find a whole section in the getting started section, and you can find it. Well, pooey, I can't look at that, and I lost my hairbrush too, y'all. It's fallen and it can't get up. So there are some good things coming out of all this. We'll probably all be tested to see if we've had this virus when it's all over. There is an antibody test that you can take. I think you get to spit in a little vial and send it off, which will say if we have antibodies for the virus, which would be a good thing. If we can get a lot of us protected against the virus, the better off we'll be. We don't even know if having it, like having the chicken pox, protected you from ever having it again, but hey, who knows? And let's see, what else? I felt like my mind's been going crazy all day long, just one thing to the next. I couldn't get back here to do the show. I forgot my tea, which I had made it. I forgot my cup. I forgot my phone. So it was just one thing after that. I kept saying, have I told you today? I told Robert, I said, have I told you today I think I've lost my mind? And he says, that's so sorry. I feel so sorry for you. You just have to laugh. Just laugh. And then I got in here and had technical difficulties. The internet was not working back here. So I had to turn it off the internet and do just plain do plain cell phone coverage. So I don't know what's going on. My hairbrush is falling down on the floor over here. And I'm sure it has because I just knocked it off. We got stuff to do, y'all. Yesterday we blessed our home. And today is our Renew Our Spirit Day. And if you haven't gone for a walk today, do it. Go to the end of your driveway and back. Stay out of, I listened to Governor Cuomo of New York really hammer. I am home. I can't, Ben is in West Tennessee. People are asking me if you have any questions about the virus, I've been watching everything for you. So if you want to ask any questions in here and I see the questions, or Liz and Patty can post them up on Slack so that I can see them. But, we might as well laugh. We might as well laugh as cry. It's just how it is. I've got laundry going. The dishes are done. I hadn't cooked anything yet, but hey, still got a little time. Somebody was asking if I'm with Ben or if I'm home. I am home. I knew this was coming and I needed to be home. I needed to be home for y'all. I needed to be home with Robert. I needed to circle the wagons in my home. And what I convinced Ben to do was to go to Tiptonville, where we're from. And he is with his dad because his dad doesn't drive. And he can help his dad. And being useful is a good thing right now. Being helpful to other people is a good thing. So I felt like it was really good for him to be with his other side of the family. And everything will be okay in Knoxville. Tiptonville is a small town. There's a prison there. So the worst case scenario would be if the prison got infected and all the prison people who work there took it home to their family. That would be the worst case scenario. But people are taking care of the inmates, and they've cut down visitation, and they're also checking the correction officers that come home. So I am staying home. I have my studio here, and I have Robert, and we're taking care of each other. Leanne is just right up the hill. And the habit for this month is getting dressed to lace up shoes. This is so important right now. Let me tell you why. I have on a very thin pair of pull-on fit flops. They sort of massage my foot. They're hard to get on, but they're thin. They're thin. And the other day, I was looking for something in my pantry, and a can of tomatoes on a low shelf, thank goodness it was on a low shelf, fell in onto my toe. And it wasn't just on my toe, it was on the knuckle of my toe, which hurt. And I didn't think of it as hurting at the time, but it has hurt. So yesterday it hurt, but it's not really any pain that's terrible. But you need to wear your shoes so your feet don't get hurt. You don't need to go to the ER right now. You don't need an injury on your foot, a cut or something right now. You need to take care of yourself as much as possible. So please wear your shoes. Be ready. Now, if you go outside of your home, you need to change those shoes and wash them. Yep, you need to change those shoes and wash them. Don't wear shoes you wear outside of your home. If you've gone anywhere to the doctor or any place don't wear those in your home. Take them off at the door and sanitize them. Got it? More and more people are getting this virus. We're probably going to all get it at some time or another. Main thing is we need to slow the process of getting it. And if we can separate right now, we can stop this virus from spreading, and we won't overrun our hospitals. People don't remember when the Chinese got this virus in December, early January. I was seeing signs of it because we got fly babies all over the world. I hear everything that's going on. And one of the things that they found they needed was a supply of masks and gowns, PPE equipment. And my doctor is hollering for it. She's begging for it. She's sending out notifications for it all the time. And the reason we are at a shortage here in this country, and our hospitals are not overrun yet. A few hospitals in New York City are, because they have a dense population. But most hospitals in this country are not overrun. China, which we get most of our PPE, personal protection equipment, from China, recalled 2 ships to come back to China because they needed the equipment themselves. And you do what you got to do. You do what you got to do. Don't blame them one bit for recalling those ships because they needed it in their country. They needed it in their country. But we need to come up to speed. I sent a tweet to Mike Lindell from the My Pillow people. I know a sewing factory can make these things. Can you just see gowns and masks with the My Pillow label all over it? It can happen. It can really happen. People are stepping up. Tesla and Ford Motor Company are going to be making ventilators. You know what makes an ICU room? Is the fact that there's a ventilator in there. Governor Cuomo has asked the hospitals in New York City to double their capacity of beds. And they do that by adding a second bed in a room. They are building field hospitals to transfer patients to that are not critical out of the hospitals and take them to these field hospitals that have the virus. So everybody's doing their part. Everybody is doing their part. Well, we have to make do with what we have right now. I saw something earlier today where somebody and it probably isn't feasible because this was a baby diaper that somebody cut the center out and used it as a mask to cover the back of her head and to put the elastic strips over her. Will it work? I don't know, because baby diapers don't breathe. I don't know if that'll work. Are you going to suffocate yourself? I don't know, but it's an idea. It's an idea. It's something. And we're smart people. And we can come up with solutions to things. Will it work? I don't know. But let's pray for all of us. All of us. This is a pandemic. It's been a pandemic since the end of January. So here we are, 7 weeks into this. 7 weeks into this. So drink up. Let's say a little prayer. Instead of singing happy birthday, when you can sing happy birthday to Patty today, but instead of singing happy birthday, say our Father who art in heaven when you wash your hands. We can do this. We can get through this. We'll get another supply. But I heard the Ayatollah of in Iran, he won't accept any help from us because he thinks America started this virus. Is that not the stupidest thing in the whole wide world? This tells me that we need to decouple from China, and me saying that hurts my business, your business. It hurts all of us. But guess what? It is what it is. We've got to take care of ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves. We can bring our own manufacturing back to this country, one way or another, because we can't leave ourselves this vulnerable again. We can't do it. So let's drink up. And let's talk about next week. Next week, we're in our master bedroom. That's the place we sleep. It's the place where we rest. We get our health back. It's where we go when we want to isolate from the rest of the family sometimes. This is how we take care of ourselves in our bedrooms. Now, they should be the cleanest room in your house. They should be the cleanest room in the house. Trish, the reason the Iran's Ayatollah thinks this is because he heard it from China. He heard this from China. We didn't start this virus. We didn't plan this virus. We don't do germ warfare. But we're going to beat this. We're going to beat this every way possible. We're going to slow it down to where it's not going to overwhelm our hospitals. You got it? Now, in World War II, Robert was telling me we had a shortage of rubber hoses, and hoses in hospitals had to be sterilized, and they didn't have a way to sterilize them because they were rubber, and they came up with cyanide gas. Imagine that. Ben went to church today, which I just about had a fit, but it was only 10 of them. And he went with the pastor, and it was only 10 people. And then they went to a food truck, and they got some Mexican food. So I'm glad he's in Tiptonville because it's a population of 3,000 to 4,000, and not counting the prison. And then he's with the other part, his dad and that part of the family. His sister Brooklyn is home from LA, so I'm resting easy. I have family in Chattanooga, family in Greenville, and in Virginia, Greenville, North Carolina, and Farmville. I have family in Alabama and family in Texas. So borders are being shut. States are closing borders. Do you hear me? States are closing borders. Key West has closed its bridge. You can't come into Key West. So we have to isolate, and that's divide and conquer. That's what it is. That Ben just called me, so I don't know what's going on. He knows I'm having the show right now. So we have to take care of ourselves. This next week we're going to be in a master bedroom. I heard about one church today, the pastor getting on top of the church, and they have a drive-in church. And he had an AM radio signal, and he was tuned to that AM radio signal. And people were in the parking lot with their windows closed listening. Yes, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky, he's been diagnosed. He's tested positive. So he must have had this. He's a doctor. He was on TV this week. I've listened to him a couple of times talk about this. So the truckers are working, folks. The truckers are moving our food around the country. Do what you can. Patronize your drive-through restaurants and people, having pickup orders. Patronize them. Save your stockpiles until you really need them. That's what we're doing. And don't forget, get some green leafy vegetables in it. Get some cabbage at the store if you can. Cabbage may be the one vegetable that we can have. So everybody, circle the wagons. Take care of yourself. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. We're going to bless our homes. Make sure we're going to be grabbing a purple rag tomorrow and doing windows. We're going to grab our feather dusters. We're going to do all this stuff. Where people are price gouging, we're not price gouging. We've put our stuff on sale. We have a coupon code of CLEAN25. You get a 25% discount on anything that's not already deeply discounted. Our silver rags and our purple rags we have on a BOGO. Our pink rags are half price at $10 a pack. So we're doing our best to give you the deepest discounts possible for us. And, it's not doing us any good when it could be doing you some good at home. I love you all. We're counting off the days. This is day 7 of, we're halfway through this, halfway through a 15-day quarantine. And it's not a true quarantine. We're just separating, and we're getting back close as a family. Enjoy this time together because you've complained about not having it. So let's have a good rest of the day. I love you all, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.